everybody, and welcome back to another game news roundup. Today, we're going to discuss the latest VGChartz estimates for the month of July 2025, which goes through August 2nd. And our latest estimates have the Switch 2. The biggest headline is the Switch 2 has surpassed 7 million units sold, estimated to consumers worldwide, again, as of August 2nd, 2025, which is in total 9 weeks of being available on the market. And for the month of July, we have estimates of just a hair under 1.6 million units for the month. Again, and lifetime sales in two months, just a tick over 7 million, 7.04 million units. In second place was the PS5 with nearly 800,000 units sold in July to bring its lifetime sell-through to consumers. Not shipped, obviously, there's always a gap. Sold to consumers at about a little over 78.22 million units estimated sold to consumers. The Switch 1, the original Switch, was the third best-selling console with about 250,000 units sold in the month of July, bringing its lifetime sold to consumers up to 151.35 million units. It is slowly working its way up, getting closer to the DS. And then obviously after that is the PS2, and is there enough left in the tank to surpass the PS2 to become the best-selling console of all time? Well, we'll find out in 2 or 3 years. It's probably going to be at least 2 or 3 years. It's either going to just miss it or just get past it. Hopefully, it's not going to basically sell the exact same amount. People are going to argue which one sold more for decades. Forever, until the point where people don't really care about which plastic box sold more, which maybe we're getting there. And in last place, fourth place, was the Xbox Series X and S with 132,000 units sold. Bring its lifetime estimated sell to consumers at 33.4 million units. Yeah, the price increase has really hurt the Xbox sales. And we'll see how much the price increase is really going to do to Switch 1 sales, although the price increase for the Switch 1 is much smaller than the Xbox. And the Switch 1 price increase, I believe, was just US and Canada, while the Xbox was worldwide. And the increase was mainly hit the US far harder than anywhere else in the world. And the PS5 price actually did go up at the beginning of last month? Recently, price of the PS5 went up. But anyways, Switch 1, for the month of July, compared to the second month... Switch 2 sales compared to the second month for the Switch 1, are up by 840,000 units. So they're double. Month 2 for the Switch 2, double month 2 for the Switch 1, which would be July 2025 versus April 2017. Although at this point, it's how much stock is available. Switch 2, some parts of the world is readily available for the most part, maybe selling out here and there. And some places, like Japan, it's still, most retailers in Japan have it under a lottery system. You gotta get lucky to have a chance to get a Switch 2. In other parts of the world, generally fairly easy to get a Switch 2. So the main focus today here is on the Switch 2. Here on our little bar graph here on the front page of VGChartz. Again, a little over 7 million. And you can see compared to the other consoles, which obviously have been available for over 8 years for the Switch 1. And nearly 5 years for the PS5 and Series X and S. But yeah, through the first 2 months, nothing has come close to the Switch 2. Shipment-wise, through the first quarter, the first 2 months, month and a half, really, for the PS5 and PS4, about 4.5 million units. So the Switch 2 is currently tracking as the fastest-selling video game platform of all time. We'll see how things go in the future. The Switch 2 is definitely going to stay ahead of the Switch 1 until the COVID boost happened. Because when COVID happened, sales went through the roof of the Switch 1. Obviously, you can see it getting to over 150 million units sold. Will the Switch 2 reach that? I would say I'm going to lean towards no. I mean, the Switch 2 should have no problem selling over 100 million units. But it is definitely, look at the price. It's $450 versus $300 for the Switch 1. And obviously, yes, I know the price of the Switch 1 went up. But at launch time, you're talking about $450 for the Switch 2, $300 for the Switch 1. Obviously, the Switch Lite came out for $200. Maybe we'll get a Switch 2 Lite in the future, and that'll be $350. We'll see. Maybe we'll get a Switch 2 OLED for $500 or whatever. And then the best-selling video game platforms of all time lists the Switch 2. Within 9 weeks, 2 months, it is currently in 30th place with a little hair over 7 million units sold. we'll see how sales keep up in August through the end of the year. I mean, it's definitely should have no problem moving well up this list. I'm fairly certain the Switch 2 will surpass the Wii U well before the end of the year. I don't know if it's going to reach the Master System, which sold 20 million units lifetime. But it should definitely get over the Wii U's 13.5 million lifetime by the end of the year. And then some will get to the Master System. I think it comes down to, is there enough stock available? That's what you say is the big question mark. And then the other platforms, again, the Switch 1, sell-through wise is a little under 3 million left to go compared to the DS. The PS5 here is in 12th place. It is about 3.3 million units away from passing the GBA. By the end of the year, the PS5 should pass. Unless the price increase is really going to hurt it in the US. The PS5 should have no problem passing the Game Boy Advance, the PSP, without any issues, and probably will get past the 360, and maybe the PS3. We'll see. If it doesn't get past that, it should get past the PS3 by probably within the first few months, probably of next year. Again, unless the price increase in the US really hurts sales in the US, because the price went up in Japan and sales quickly dropped in Japan. But we'll see how things go when data comes in following the price increase. Yeah, and then the Xbox Series X and S is in 18th place with 33.4 million units. And it's only going to, at this point, it's only going to pass the Genesis. And it's going to end in 17th. It's going to end in 17th place. True, until the Switch 2 passes it. But it's going to pass the Genesis, and that's going to be it. There's no way it's going to get up to the SNES with 49.1 million units sold. There's no way. The Series X and S. It's a question mark if it can reach 40 million. It's looking less and less likely with sales dropping as much as they have this year compared to last year. And then they're only continuing to drop, so we'll see how things go in stock. Actually, funny enough, the Series X has been limited stock for some reason. I don't know what Microsoft is doing. Maybe they said they're just giving up on this generation. They're going to get ready for the next generation of consoles. I don't know. Plus, obviously, they're releasing games on PlayStation. More and more of them, with Gears of War Reloaded having just hit the PS5. I mean, at this point, it's Halo that hasn't made its way to PlayStation. Starfield? Some other more recent, smaller games haven't made their way yet. That's pretty much it at this point. But, yeah. So, yeah, again, Switch 2 has surpassed 7 million units sold worldwide in 2 months, or specifically within its first 9 weeks on the market. So, yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it here for this quick little video. If you enjoy this, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time for some more gaming news, gaming sales, and gaming industry information.